Welcome to another episode of the Rick Castellano Show. Folks, tonight we're going back to Rochester, my hometown. Headlines. Excuse me a second when I take a little sip because there's no telling what they'll do to me. Castellano might be backing up out of the parking lot and there will be police trying to catch me do something wrong, which I usually don't. But I want to be prepared. Excuse me a second. Great Granny's Diet Ginger Ale. Folks, all the silver, gold, Rolex watches, they mean everything. What are you talking about, Castellano? Well, Democrat and Chronicle. Castellano, how do you feel about the justice system in New York State? Let's not go to California. Let's just stick with New York State, the second worst in the country. What do I think? I think it's unfair. Rick, what are you saying to me? The justice system is unfair. We got good cops. Yeah, we got great cops in Rochester. I love the cops. But the justice system doesn't work for everybody. The justice system helps senators, rich people, or judges. Judges? What are you saying, Castellano? Judges. Judges, it goes into the Bible. They had judges. Well, let's talk about one judge in particular. Ruling favors Judge Estasio in DWI. Let's look into this. A judge, they had a ruling on it. Let's see what. Castellano, put my glasses on. Folks, we got to know. Let's be fair about this. I paid a lot of money for these things. I hope I can read with them. Okay. After months of self-imposed bad news, a drunken driving conviction and violation of her post-conviction mandates. This is getting interesting. Let's read more. Rochester City Court Judge Letitia Astacio Monday got some good news. Great. Good news. I love good news. She's getting her driver's license back. She's getting her driver's license back. Boy, wow. Why is she getting her driver's license back? Let's read more. A judge ruled Monday that Astacio did not violate her post-release conditions imposed of her drunken driving conviction last year. Astacio will have her license restored. Her license has been suspended, awaiting the ruling. Folks, we got to look deeper into this. This is astounding. Okay. She is under investigation by the State Commissioner of Judicial Conduct, which could recommend her removal from the bench. Wait a minute. She got her driver's license back. Her conduct could remove her from the bench. Let me tighten these things up a little bit. Let me wet my whistle a little bit because this is getting a little scary, folks. And believe me, I want justice. Delicious. And I'm going to be very happy in the next stuff I read, because if you folks aren't fooled by what I'm about to read, you are ignorant. She is under investigation by the State Commission of Judicial Conduct, which could recommend her removal from the bench. She also has been stripped of all judicial duties, though she is collecting her annual salary of $173,000. Guess what? And $173,700. Okay, wait, 700 is, no laughing man's fool. But anyway, she's still collecting it. Well, she must really be innocent. They must, just be picking at that, scratching at, unsubstantiated evidence. Let's read more. Court Justice Craig Duran, the administrative judge for the Rochester Region's Courts, Astacio, has admitted earlier to violations of her post-conviction terms. See, Astacio admitted earlier to her post-conviction terms. Let's see. She gets convicted of DWI, and she's admitted that she's of her post. Let me read that again. I'm at a loss for words. I'm almost stumbling over my words. Astacio was admitted earlier to violations of her post-conviction terms, but alleged she's been drinking in violation of her pledge of abstinence, and 3 others were alleged violations of the use of the interlock ignition device on her car. You know what? Not enough evidence. Let's read on. Harrison ruled Monday that there was a lack of proof that she'd been drinking and that the interlock device monitoring had been improperly transferred to the Ontario County, nullifying those allegations. Wow. Wow, Judge. You got off with him. I feel bad for you. I was sweating on that one for you. Christopher Eggleston, an assistant Ontario County District Attorney who prosecuted the alleged violations, said he thought the proof had been sufficient. The case was prosecuted by Ontario County and heard by the Canandaigua judge because of the possible conflicts of interest if handled by the Monroe County prosecutors and judges. In particular, Aronson, who in August found Astacio guilty of drunken driving, ruled Monday. They claims by a security guard that Astacio was drunk at marketplace, mall, restaurant, did not stand up to prove that she was there for 2 or 3 hours after an interaction with the guard, and that the guard never saw her drink or buy a drink. Let's see. They find this judge wandering around aimlessly, and she did it for 2 or 3 hours. Maybe till the blood alcohol changed in her system. Castellano, you conspiracy theorist? Yes. Let's keep reading. She was there for 2 or 3 hours after an interaction with the guard that the guard never saw her drink or buy a drink. Of course, 2 or 3 hours. Why didn't you go? I don't go to the mall for 2 or 3 hours unless it's Christmas time and I know what everybody wants, and even then I don't stay there that long. Eagles said after court that the guard's testimony that Astacio was staggering. Staggering, let's see. Well, I wasn't drinking. Staggering, and she was stumbling. I can't even find my spot. I'm stumbling so much. And stumbling was evidence of intoxication. I might be getting intoxicated telling this story because it is so full of BS that I will tell it straight and let you decide what the legal system is in Rochester if you're a judge. The Facebook photos from a family Thanksgiving get-together, one where others were drinking, did not answer what Astacio was drinking. What was in Astacio's drinking cup? She and two others testified at a hearing this month. She did not drink alcohol there. Let's see. She's a stumbling, bumbling fool at Marketplace Mall. She stays there for 3 hours because she doesn't want to get in her car because they'd probably get her for DWI. Castellano, objection, says the things like, okay, let's get back to the story. She and two others testified at a hearing there this month. She did not drink alcohol there. Although she stood there for 3 hours and she stumbled and, is this employees only? What am I doing here? I don't know why I'm here. You're not supposed to be here, ma'am. Okay, let me stay here 3 hours until I sober up. And come on. Okay. This month, she did not drink alcohol there. Although these photographs posted on Facebook may have given rise to an inflammatory reaction of public opinion, our laws require legally sufficient evidence that Astacio was failing to abstain from using alcoholic beverages. Harrison ruled. Well, let me tell you what, folks. I'm a guy, so I'm a little different. I go shopping with my wife. After I'm there, 15, 20 minutes in one store. And she said, do you like this or this? And then 15 or 20 minutes later, she says, do you like this or this? I say, buy them both. Not that I'm rich. It's just that I just can't take it anymore. But she stood around for 3 hours after she got caught stumbling around in an employee's lounge and stuff like that. And they thought she was drunk. So she stood there till her alcohol level went down. Are we stupid? You goof! I don't believe you. You lie! And I'm telling you, you lie. First Amendment, Rick Castellano, you're a liar. Okay. Although these photographs posted on Facebook may have given rise to an inflammatory reaction of public opinion, our laws require legal sufficient evidence that Astacio is failing to abstain from using alcoholic beverages. Harrison ruled. Harrison, how much money did you get for this, buddy? I'm sorry. I mean, it might be a lady. I don't know yet. That's a jurisdiction for monitoring Astacio's interlock ignition device, which won't allow a driver to start a car if drinking, was improperly transferred to Ontario County. The two interlock-related allegations, regardless of the jurisdiction, were without sufficient proof. The allegations were that she allowed someone else to start the car on January 30th, and that she did not take the device in for regular servicings as required. Let's see. They think that somebody else blew into the thing and she didn't do what she was supposed to do. As a probationary thing, she was supposed to go over there and take it in to be checked regularly, but she didn't do that. Okay? I mean, she was busy. Okay, let's go back a sentence. Eagleson said after court that regardless of the question of the presence of alcohol, let's even go back a little further. Let's rehash this. Let Castellano have a drink because I'm not driving tonight because I'm staying here filming. Go back. The claims by a security guard that Astacio was drunk at Marketplace Mall restaurant did not stand up to proof that she was there for 2 or 3 hours after an interaction. 2 or 3 hours. She hung around for 2 or 3 hours. Who the hell would want to? I hate them all! With the guard, and the guard never saw her drink with a drink or buying a drink. Eagleson said after court that the guard's testimony that Astacio was staggering and she was stumbling. She was staggering and stumbling was evidence of intoxication. Well, folks, you know, Castellano can't go along with everything that they say. I had some football injuries. I stumble a little bit when I walk, unless I see somebody I know and I want to look like I'm really healthy. So, you know, let's give her the benefit of the doubt. The Facebook photos from a family Thanksgiving get-together, one where others were drinking, did not answer what was in Astacio's drinking cup. With water, of course! She's stumbling around, she's drinking, she's letting other people start her car for her, but she was drinking water! What's wrong with you people? Okay. She and 2 others testified at the hearing this month. She did not drink alcohol there. Although these photographs posted on Facebook may have given rise to an inflammatory reaction of public opinion, our laws require legal sufficient evidence that Astacio was failing to abstain from using alcoholic beverages, Arison ruled. Let's see. 2017. She's not from a poor family. Would she just pour drinking water into a cup? Yeah, drink water. You know, it's a possibility. People have bottled water. It costs like 30 cents a bottle. She's not from that poor thing. Oh, she'd bring her own. She's not a loser. Yes, she is! She wasn't drinking because they couldn't prove what was in her cup. Alcohol was in her cup! But is Castellano allowed to say it? No, but I'm telling you the truth. She's stumbling, bumbling, waiting 3 hours to go in her car because she was drunk. Okay? Who are you fooling? Let's go on. That's a jurisdiction for monitoring Astacio's interlock ignition device, which won't allow a driver to start a car if drinking. Was properly transferred to Ontario County. The 2 interlock-related allegations, regardless of the jurisdiction, were without sufficient proof. The allegations were that she allowed someone else to start the car on January 30th and that she did not take the device in for a regular servicing as required. Well, let's see. Castellano, what happens if you did that? Hi, guys. Hey, listen, I got whipped cream and vanilla ice in the bag, and we'll have a good time later. That's what's happening to Castellano. If that happens, but this is Judge Estasio. The law's different when you're a judge. Okay. All right. The 2 interlock-related allegations, regardless of the jurisdiction, were without sufficient proof. The allegations were that she allowed someone else to start the car on January 30th and that she did not take the device in for a regular servicing as required. Violation right there. Why doesn't she obey the rules? She's a judge. Why should she obey the rules? I'm a judge. Hey, I could go wander around the mall. I know if I wait 3 hours, the alcohol is going to leave my system. I'm going to wander around. Look I go to the mall. I want to get in and out. I hate the malls. But Judge Estasio, and I'm wandering around, and I'm drunk. Okay, hey, she's drunk, she's stumbling around. Okay, wait 3 hours. Okay, if the alcohol has left my system, okay, I'll take the test. Are you kidding me? You goof! You crook! You criminal! That while she may driven the car after started by someone else on January 12th, she may have driven the car. She did drive the car. Proven. Any violation of the device would have been minimal because her breath did not show signs of alcohol when she later blew into the device. It's cool. Folks, do you realize you have a couple drinks every hour, on the hour, a certain amount of alcohol leaves your system? It's like, well, I had 3 drinks and 3 hours from now they're all going to still be in my system. No, your system filters it. It goes. She knows. She's a judge. She's a judge. She knew. Okay. Later blew into the device. Eagleson said after court that regardless of the question of presence of alcohol, the criminal law would prohibit Astacio from taking control of the car after it was started by someone else. Wait a minute. Let me go back. I must have missed something. Because her breath did not show signs of alcohol when she did later blow into the device, Eagleston said after court that regardless of the question of presence of alcohol, regardless of the presence of alcohol, she didn't say there was no presence of alcohol. Regardless of the presence of alcohol means the amount. Folks, read between the lines. Castellano is not I'm not Einstein. Read between the lines. Let's read it again. Because her breath did not show signs of alcohol when she did later blow into the device, Eagleson said after court that regardless of the question of the presence of alcohol, the criminal law would prohibit Astacio from taking control of the car after it was started by someone else. With particular allegation, Astacio did testify that someone else started the car. Folks, if I'm innocent and I'm obeying all the laws and I'm saying, you know what, I screwed up. I went to, my son won state championship in football, my mom's 100th birthday or whatever. And I had a couple of drinks and, well, I went over the limit. I made a mistake. I would follow the law to a T, especially if I was a judge that knew better. Let's get back. Because of the time it could take, the car and drove it, but she said she didn't restart the car because the time it can take to re-engage the vehicle because of the device. Let's see. She wasn't doing anything wrong. Astacio wasn't doing anything wrong. I'm not doing anything wrong either. I'm drinking right now. I'm diet ginger ale. Like Astacio, diet ginger ale. I'm drinking, I'm waiting in the Marketplace Mall. Let's get back to the story. She said didn't restart the car because the time it could take to re-engage the vehicle because of the device. She's just trying to save time. The laws don't obey to her. You don't have to do everything the way they say. It would cost me a couple seconds of my time. I mean, I've already got a DWI. Why should I have to be disadvantaged? The claim, even if true, still showed Astacio violated the law. She violated the law. Violated the law. Violated the law. Though she was not criminally charged for the breach, Eagleson said by her own admission she committed a crime. By her own admission, she committed a crime. By her own admission, she committed a crime. He said, what do I think about the criminal justice system in Rochester? I think it's flawed. Why? Because if you're a judge, a senator, or somebody who has a lot of wealth, it doesn't make a difference. Because she can't be inconvenienced. She committed a crime. It doesn't make a difference. You know why? She's a judge. She's a judge. She's a judge. You know what they did? Let's see. She violated 3, 4, I don't know how many times she violated her probation. You know what they did? She violated her probation 3, 4 times. And what did they do? What did they do? The justice system in Rochester, New York. What did they do? Here, Mrs. Astacio, here's your license back. Folks, if you think the justice system in Rochester is fair, you got another guest coming, because it's only fair if you're not a bigwig, you're not rich, or you're not a judge. So what does Castellano say? I love the cops. I think we still have one of the best justice systems in the world. But what do I say about Astacio, the judge, getting off? I think she's a criminal. You know what? Astacio, I know you probably drink with me and you probably say it's water. This one's for you. One other thing I had to tell you about it. Judge Estasio. Smoke 'em!